Nahu Mikey P. Mike Pribozie back for another Assiniboia Downs show live on video once again. And I get my good buddy Edison Hatter here. Now I know that everybody knows that he's a harness guy, but he bets probably more thoroughbreds than most people that you will ever meet in this country. Welcome to Assiniboia.
Might bet a lot, doesn't mean bets well. Saratoga, Del Mar, Timonium, a lot of places weren't particularly great to me today. Florida football yesterday was not particularly great against Miami, so it's not been a great gambling weekend. Scotty Scheffler, though, I had in the Tour Championships. That's about the only positive. But, hey, get past the holiday tomorrow. How about some Assiniboia action on Tuesday night? We all know we play it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, 8:30 Eastern. We had a really good show last week. Lots of winners were given out on this show. The week before, we gave out the pick four for you, too. So we're going to look late pick four Tuesday night, September 3rd. And, so we got the holiday tomorrow, Labor Day in the U.S. I think in Canada also, they might do some Labor Day festivities. I'm pretty sure of that. So, but Tuesday night, Assiniboia, it's a really nice sequence. That's the last four races. And 9:50 Eastern for the pick four, $1 minimum. We preach that every week, 50,000 guarantee. I think the pool last week was close to 90,000 for that late pick four. Came back really nice. Came back almost 900 for $1 last week. But some very, I think, havable winners. So we gave you the last three on the show last week. So let's get into it this week, Ed. And are you a big Assiniboia fan? You jump in most weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously it's a much larger size track than, say, Charlestown, but, I'm a thoroughbred owner. I've got a mare right now. She just had a foal back in May. Hopefully he'll be on the track racing in a couple of years from now. But, my ownership and my parents, I grew up around Charlestown, went there a lot. And I feel like there, Penn National, Assiniboia, all kind of similar in some ways, right? They're all kind of that, little lower level of racing, not quite a Saratoga or Del Mar, but still, I love these kind of places. And, it looks like a lot of fun up there. It's a place I like to get to someday, actually, take a trip up there to Canada.
We talked about this last week, too, Eric and I, on the show. And it's, a lot of horses stay there. So the horses are facing each other week in, week out. And that's a big plus. You can get a line on form there. And there's, you have to be able to pay attention, watch his horses in and out of form. But if you do pay attention to this Assiniboia form, you can definitely find some angles, find some trouble trips. There's a lot of things to like about that Assiniboia just setup, and very few shippers in there, but definitely a product that I think that if you watch every week, you can get a handle on.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think, maybe that's why I like it and kind of compared to Charlestown. Same deal there, right? Not a whole lot of shippers. You see a lot of these local horses going off against one another time and time again. And, right, if you're a frequent watcher, a frequent player, you get a clear advantage from watching these races. And to be quite honest, sometimes, some of these shippers from out of town, like I'm thinking Laurel Park to Charlestown, or from here, maybe Canterbury up to Assiniboia, sometimes those horses just get way over bets. And quite honestly, if you can just kind of decipher through it and take the better local horses, it just helps your price a lot often, too.
Well, there is a Canterbury shipper later in this sequence we will discuss. Let's jump in race number 4 for Tuesday night. And it starts in race number 4, 2-year-old maiden special weights going 5.5 Edison. This is a pretty wide open race. There's 8 going to the gate. A pretty key race that you probably needed to watch here on August the 21st. It's the third from Assiniboia that night. Where'd you go to light the candle here?
Yeah, a tricky race to start for sure. Obviously, a whole bunch of inexperienced horses with not exactly a whole lot of experience, the 2-year-olds. So I went 3 deep, 1, 6, 7. The one, Another Command, seemed to have a lot of good early speed. A third on debut, a second last time out. Seemed to take a little bit of a step forward, pretty solid step forward, actually, from that first to second start. So another chance to take a step forward in just her third career start. 6, Silver Creek Kid was second last time out of that race you discussed there on August 21st. Was the 6-5 favorite in that race. Had to settle for second ultimately in that race. Was up close again. So another one who I expect to be up in the mix early on here, hopefully. And the 7, Red Road Runner. There's a tongue twister for you. Of course, another one who I thought was good on debut, 2 back. Last time out, maybe a little disappointing, but did take a pretty big step up there into one of the stakes races there at Assiniboia. So comes back down now to Maiden Company, see if he can't take another step forward off of that start, and gets a 28% jockey there too that also certainly can't help. So 1, 6, 7 for me to start, but yeah, I agree with you. Tricky race.
Yeah, I agree on 6 and 7. Silver Creek Kid First time out was $1.30 there. Ran into a long shot winner in Cowboy, who went wire to wire in that race. Now, this horse, I thought raced pretty well considering, and really never stopped trying. The 4 got away on the turn on this horse, and this horse dug in for a second. I do think should improve out of that race and is a definite use. The 2 and the 3, they're, I think, interesting in the race. The 3 comes out of that race, ended up 4th, but was way far back early. I mean, really almost out of touch, off the screen there. And that horse took money in the race, was sub 4-1, came flying to be 4th there, but certainly past horses made up lengths in the stretch. So I'll use that one. The 2 Sneaky Situation, 8-1 morning line. Now this horse has 3 starts already, a couple stakes before this horse even saw a maiden race. Then last time I thought was just okay, raced even, ended up 3rd in a race and faced the 1, another command in that race. My problem with 1 is that the horse has raced 4.5 and now 5 furlongs and has gone backwards in both starts. So that's a problem for me. I'm going to try others, and I'll use the 7 also, Red Roadrunner. You mentioned the first start I thought was pretty good, went favored there, and then was sub 4-1 in that graduation and lost to GM Foxy, and that one repeated as a winner last time. So I think has a little bit of class, just a wide open race. I would look to beat the 1, but I do think you need to cast a wide net there in race number 4. Let's go to race number 5, and this is a 4-claimer now. They're going for 10,000, 5.5 on the dirt. Ed, where you at here?
So the 2 Dazzling Gold is the 8-5 morning line favorite. I'm going to completely toss her off of the ticket. I mean, you see some of the races she's come out of. I know she's been facing some tough company, but especially in the last 2, I'm not necessarily sure how much she really showed in them. So it's one of those things where I think she'll take significant action on the class drop, but I think worth taking a swing against with 2 horses that have been at least in a little bit better form, albeit against obviously a little bit of easier groups. But the 4, Double Barrel Delight, last time out was a winner against claimers, now moves up a bit in class, but the recent starts have all been pretty solid here. A horse with a good experience here with 19 lifetime starts has hit the board in a lot of them. So a lot of experience there, 16 for 19 in the money, I believe, if I do my math right. Yep. And the 6, Where's the Pumps, another one who, similar story really, facing a whole bunch of claimers there recently as well. Has some pretty good races, a couple tough ones in there, ended up in a couple of speed duels like the 1-2 back there, and really opened up that lead, kind of gave way late. So a little bit able to rate better last time out there to finish 2nd. Defeated favorite, though. This one, a little different tale, though, when you look at the finishes. 3 wins from 17 starts, but then just 1 second, 1/3. So kind of a little bit of an all or nothing, but I think him with a serious chance here. So going to try to beat the favorite. I'll go 4-6 in race 5.
Yeah, agree on the 4 and the 6. Where's the Pumps? That was a better race last time. Ended up got up close again, but gave up the lead in the stretch. I do think, though, this jockey does suit this horse, and it's probably going to be in front. It's going to have to be caught. The 4 double-barreled lights raced very well last time, and now that was against non-3 62.5 claimers. This is a little bit tougher race. I know it's a smaller tag, but this is more open horses, and but it's very consistent for the top barn. Should be up close. Probably ends up stalking the 6 in the race and gets first run. I'll use the 2 Dazzling Gold just on the class drop. And this horse has just faced so much better. Last time this horse was in for 5, albeit a state bred level, just crushed by 5 lengths. And then you see some of those allowance races for state breds. This horse has acquitted itself very well. Has made almost 20,000 at the meet for a 7-year-old mare. I think just very consistent. This is a different bunch. I don't like the tag, but the meet's getting ready to come to an end. So if they want to claim a 7-year-old mare, I guess that they're going to say, okay, that's all right. This barn's 25%. I think it's 2, 4, 6. If I had to maybe narrow down, I'd probably use the 2 more as an A, the 4 more as an A, and the 6 more as a B in the race. Let's move to race 6, and this is a 3-claimer, and there's some conditions on this race also. Horses that have not won a race since March the 3rd. That's quite a long time ago. At 7.5 furlongs here. Where you at?
Okay, so I know I said about trying to ignore some of these shippers sometimes, but the 1, Nordic Queen, comes from Canterbury here, and this was one that, it just... For me, there wasn't a whole lot else in the race I really liked beside the other obvious horse I'm also going to include here. So the 1 Nordic Queen, the newcomer group here, I think could end up being the winner. So I did use her. If not, the only other horse I see is the 2 Philly Fatale, who obviously has been racing pretty well here as of late. Finished 2nd last time out here against Similar. 3 wins from 22 starts, 6 seconds, maybe just a little bit of second-itis in some races. Maybe she could have won, but, she also has some early gate speed. I think the one will be up there as well. I think one of those two gets it done. I couldn't get too creative here. And, again, I'm curious to see, looking at this board by post time, obviously we won't get the benefit of that for pick 4 purposes before placing a wager, but curious to see if they actually might make this one the favorite, possibly just on the ship in.
Yeah, I do think this horse will take money. The barn's good with first time with the trainer at 24%. However, 0 for 4 so far at this meet, only 6 for 60 so far this season. And this horse doesn't really have a lot of speed. It's typically pretty tardy from the gate, especially the last few races. And I don't know what kind of wake up you're going to get here. Now, I know it's a drop, but the fact that they're dropping and going in for 3,000 here, I don't know. I mean, I get it. And it's a stranger and these aren't fast horses and this horse can win. But I'm sort of against this one. I'm going to try to beat this one and agree on the 2, Philly Fatale. Just speed. The last 2 races, plenty of speed is going to need to be caught. I hate horses that lose big stretch leads like this one did in the last time, but was game to the wire, ended up beating less than a length in that start, and just, it's going to have to be caught. So I like that one. And then I'll try the 3, Ankozana. Interesting name for a horse. This horse is just finishing up and getting checks, and could benefit from maybe the 1 and the 2 going out, or something pressing the 2 early. I think that this horse could be in a kind of a garden spot. So I'll try 2-3 there. If you were looking for deeper backups, maybe the 4, Wits Penny 10, another one that's going to be from off the pace for the top barn, and really second time with that barn. I think you probably should use that horse as a B. So 2-3 and maybe a little 4 there for me in race number 6. Let's go to race 7 to finish. And this is probably the best race of the sequence. It's an allowance with an optional tag of 10. They're going 5.5 furlongs. And I think we're both on the same horse here, Ed.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by that. You told me that before we started. I thought it was a potentially tricky race. I thought there was several you could use. But for me, again, I've used the horses I used early. Going to kind of narrow down here at the end. I actually went and singled the 8, Ratliff City, who comes off of a second-place effort last time out. Has several wins in the recent form, though, including a 10-length win against a claiming group here back in June, a 2-length win against another claiming group, and a 4-length win 2 starts ago against an optional claiming group, and technically a win last time out as well via DQ. So the 5 wins, a lot of those, 4 of them have come within the last couple of months. So it seems like he's really found his way lately, has good tactical gate speed, but has done it from off the pace as well. I think can stalk the pace here and can be right there in the finish. And like I said, if I wanted to go deeper, I think I could, and I think some people should and probably will, but I'm going to take a chance here singling it to finish the sequence.
I like Ratliff City also in this race, and if you watched last week, Exacting came back to win a really nice race here last week. And beating a horse that had won 4 straight. This horse was neck and neck with that one the entire way around, ended up getting bumped in the stretch and was put up there on August 14th. Prior to that, galloped in that August 5th race. So that's another race that was really good. This horse is very sharp. Now runs into the 9, Moon Connection, who's won 3 straight and steps up again. I just think that the 8's been facing better horses and probably should be up close again. But Starship Chewbacca, the 3, is another really nice horse and has speed. Really hasn't been able to get his trip recently. Did race better there on August 20th against Curly Issa. Those are sharp horses too. I'm curious to see what kind of trip the 3 gets. If he decides to go forward here, that's going to change the race. And then you have a horse like the 7, Market King, who returns. Now, this horse scratched out of a race a couple weeks ago. And if you look back to the 2023 form, this horse was very good here. A couple nice wins at this level. But he went back to the same trainer, Jared Brown. Now, they've been trying to get this horse in off the claim here. I just think could be interesting, but I don't like that scratch. I don't know. I might have to let this horse beat me, especially with Ratliff City. He's just going very well right now. He's game. And he's sharp. I'll use Ratliff City. Back up maybe with the 3 and the 9 if you wanted to use some backups. I think Starship Chewbacca is very capable in this race and has been facing tough ones. And then obviously the 4 has or the 9 has 3 straight wins. So those 2 are capable, but heavy on Ratliff City to finish. All right, Ed. So a little Assiniboia here. These pods have been going very well. We've been putting you on some live horses. How involved are you going to get on Tuesday?
Oh, definitely. I'll be at Yonkers. We've got International Trot Week coming up. We got 12 races, and we do the show on Mondays, and this Tuesday we'll do it as well from outside from the winner's circle. I'll call the races from down there at the winner's circle, and we'll do the TV show between races, and I'll be out there in the middle of simulcast floor, so I can always see the TVs up there watching all the different tracks, and I'll definitely have my eyes on some Assiniboia action as I do most nights.
Well, jump into that late pick four for Assiniboia. You got Tuesday night, September 3rd, last 4 races, dollar minimum, $50,000 guaranteed pool. We'll see you guys next time. This has been a production of In the Money Media. Join us every week till the rest of the meet for Assiniboia Downs.